Hello hai đứa, biên bò. Thường thường là bác không có làm bài tập on video and put on put on YouTube cho học sinh coi. Tự vì thứ nhất rất là mất nhiều thời giờ của bác. Thứ nhì bác rất là lười. Nhưng mà bác phải làm bây giờ tự vì thời gian giữa con với bác hơi khác biệt rất là nhiều để mà cho tụi con làm PSAT better thì bác bắt buộc phải làm cái này giúp tụi con, nên tụi con phải coi bác làm bài, những cái bài mà tụi con làm sai bác sẽ sửa lại, chỉ tụi con lại thì tụi con coi coi tại sao tụi con sai, rồi còn tụi con bắt thấy như vậy tụi con bắt chước làm đúng như bác. Có gì thắc mắc thì email bác cho bác biết. Alright, cái bài đầu tiên mà bác sẽ sửa cho tụi con làm sai là 1.h. Bài này là 3x to the third plus 16x squared plus 72 divided by x plus 6. Okay, look, in this problem, you have exponent 3, you have exponent 2, but you don't have exponent 1. So to fix this, you have to rewrite it this way. 3x to the third plus 16x squared. Since we don't have the 1, so we got to replace it with 0x to the power of 1, right? And plus 72. And over here, it's going to be x plus 6 equals 0. So x minus 6. All right. If we want to find out if x plus 6 is the factor of this function, there are three methods that we can do. The first method, back on the TQ, is called synthetic division. All right. In this method, we draw a box. Then we replace the coefficient, which means the number in front of the variable x, into this box. The first coefficient, and make sure that we put them in order, the exponent power in order, like 3, 2, 1, and 0. So this first one's going to be where 3, 16, 0, plus 72. And then we're going to, out here, we're going to put negative 6. The first thing is we're going to bring the 3 down. So negative 6 times 3 is negative 18. And we add them together, we got negative 2. And then negative 6 times negative 12 is going to be positive 72. I mean, not 72, 12. Right? Then we add them up, we got 12. And then negative 6 times 12 is going to be negative 72. And the remainder, which is this guy right here, the remainder is 0. Then we know this x plus 6 is the factor of this function, right? So we can say that x plus 6 is a factor of 3x squared, 3x to the third plus 16x squared plus 72. Okay, that is one method. Okay, all right, x plus 6 equal negative 6, so mình có thể nói là f sub negative 6 mình bỏ vô đây, vô cái function này. Okay, where we see x, we replace with negative 6. So this should give us equal 0. Nếu mà mình cộng lên vô mà nó không ra 0 là mình biết thằng này không phải là factor của cái function này. Alright, so now mình đỡ 3 negative 6 square plus 16 times negative 6, negative 6, sorry, not negative 6 squared, and then plus 72. Okay. Negative 6 squared are 36. 36 times 3. And here we have 16 times 16. 16 times negative 6. That gives us negative 96. And this gives us 72. Next, we, oh, sorry. This is not, this had to be a third, right? So we're going to fix this. Okay. So it's not 36 anymore. It's 6 times 6 times 6. Okay. Let's see. 6 times 6 times 6. Give it high 216. All right. 216 times 3. 216 times 3 is 648. And then this one is square. Okay, this is square. So 36 times 16 times 16, 5. This is going to be a negative positive, but this is going to be a negative 576 plus 72. All right. If we add these up, we're going to have negative 648 plus 648, and clearly that's going to be 0. So it is. So that's another method. Okay. Tụi con có thể dùng synthetic. Tụi con có thể dùng plug in the value to figure out this. Okay. Hiểu chưa? All right. That only two, right? There are also a third method. Okay. Bác chỉ cho tụi con the third method là cái bài này. Oops. Okay. Hold on. All right. The third method a little bit lengthy, yeah, but it also will do it too. So the third method is called long division. Okay. So how does this method work? All right. Thứ nhất bác sẽ chia, gọi là long division rồi phải chia. So mình có 3x to the third plus 16x square plus 72, and here mình có x plus 6. Okay. So we look at this. How many times x plus 6 go into this? It had to be 3x squared, right? So mình nhân nó lên 3x to the third, and then 18 x squared. Alright. So cái này nhân cho cái này nhân cho cái này, thì mình ra cái số này. Alright, bây giờ mình trừ. Alright. This whole thing had to be subtracted by a negative. So that means this is going to be negative. This is going to be negative. So 3x squared minus 3x to the third going to cancel out. 0. 16x squared minus 18x squared going to be negative 2x squared. And then mang cái xuống 72 xuống. Bring this down. Alright. So how many times x plus 6 go into this? It's going to be a negative 2x. Right? So mình nhân lên. So that gives us negative 2x squared. And this gives us negative 12x, right? Because negative 2x times x give us negative 2x squared. Negative 2x times 6 give us negative 12x. Alright. Bây giờ mình trừ nó. Nghĩa là mình put negative here. So in here can be a positive. In here can be positive. Right? So negative 2x squared plus 2x squared give us 0. The 12x is going to bring straight down because the 12x cannot subtract a 72. So we bring the 72 down, right? So now we ask ourselves, okay, what do we multiply to give us 6x? How many times x plus 6 can go in here? 6 times. So we say plus 6. I mean 12 times. Right? 12 times x is 12x. 12 times 6 is 72. Right? And then we had to subtract. So this become a negative, this become a negative. So 12x trừ 12x là 0. 72 trừ 72 là 0. You see, the remainder is 0. So we know x plus 6 is a factor of that. Ok, bác hy vọng tụi con hiểu cái đó. Alright. Ok, cái bài kế bác muốn go over với tụi con là mà tụi con làm không đúng là 2C. Bài này là 3x to the third cũng giống như bài vừa rồi. Ok. Bài 2x plus x. Ok. Thứ nhất, nếu mà mình dùng synthetic division thì mình phải sửa lại, tại vì cái này nó missing cái gì? Nó missing an x, right? So mình có thể rewrite cái này là 3x to the third plus 4x square. Mình here mình missing the x, so mình không có cái x, không có x to the one power. So mình replace 0x plus 7. Hiểu bác nói chưa? Alright. Then the next step is we're going to solve for x. So x is going to be negative 2. Because x plus 2 we move over, it's going to be x plus 2, right? Negative 2. So bây giờ mình vẽ cái hình xuống. Mình để số 3, số 4, số 0, and 7. And over here we put negative 2. Now we bring the 3 down. So negative 2 times 3 is negative 6. Negative 6 cộng cho 4 là negative 2. And then negative 2 times negative 2 là 4. And then 4. And then negative 2 times 4 là negative 8. And this is where we got negative 1. Right. And you know, the negative 1 is our remainder. It's not a 0. So 2C, 2 plus x is not a factor of 3x plus 4, 4x squared plus 7. Ok. Ok, cái bài kế bác muốn go over với tụi con là 2f. Cái bài này viết là 1 minus 22 negative x 6x third by x plus 2. So, chừng nào mà tụi con thấy như vậy, tụi con phải rewrite and put them in order from largest, from the degree of polynomial largest to smallest. So now bác sĩ viết lại negative 6x to the third minus 22x squared. Notice that we don't have an x, right? So we're gonna put 0x and then plus 1. Okay, that's how tụi con should rewrite them. Alright, bây giờ bỏ nó vô trong cái box là negative 6, negative 22, 0 plus 1. Okay, x plus 6 is just equal to 0, then x equal negative 2. So we put negative 2 right here. Now, nếu mà remainder của cái này mà là 0 thì mình biết nó là factor. Còn không phải là 0 thì mình biết nó còn phải là factor. So the first thing we bring down negative 6. So negative 2 times negative 6 is positive 12. Hai này cộng lại thì thành negative 10. Okay, negative 2 times negative 10, that gives us 20. And then cộng nó vô thì là 20. Clearly, negative 2 times 20 will give us negative 40. And clearly, negative 40 cộng cho 1 là negative 39. And negative 39 is not a remainder of 0. So x plus 2 is not a factor of negative 6x to the third minus 22x squared plus 1. Okay, we can also use the insert method to see if it, the remainder is 0. So bác có thể để là f sub negative 2. And bác có thể plug it in. Negative 1 minus 22 times negative 2 squared minus 6 times negative 2 to the third. Okay, and the remainder should equal 0. If the remainders are not equal 0, then we know it's not a factor. So we're going to test it out. Negative 1, this is going to be 4. 2, negative 2 times 2 to the 2 is 4. 4 times negative 22 is 88, negative 88. And then we do the same thing. 2 to the third power is 2 times 2 times 2. That's 8. Negative 8 times 6. Negative 6 is positive 48. Clearly, this is not equal to 0, right? All right, so this is not a factor. It's not equal to 0. All right, cái bài 4A này đó, nó muốn hỏi mình đó is x to the third minus 2x squared minus 11x plus 12. And they want to know if x minus 1 is a factor. Right. The one way we can do is if we insert this function f sub x, we replace we insert a 1 inside it, and if it's the result, we add up equals 0. We know that remainder is a 0. Then we know that they are the factor. Okay, this is how we're going to do. Okay, the remainder must be a 0. If the remainder of this does not a 0, then we know it's not a factor, or it's not divisible by. Okay, so 1, this gives us 2, this gives us 11, negative 11 plus 12. So clearly, we add up this, it does equal 0. So we can say, so x minus 1 is a factor of this function above, a factor of that. All right, that one method, right? We can also use the synthetic division. We can also go do this. I'll show you guys 2 ways. So I can go in and I said 1 minus 2 minus 11 plus 12. And here I have a 1. Then the first thing to do, I bring down to 1. 1 times 1 is 1. So add them up. That gives me negative 1. 1 times negative 1 is negative 1, right? So that add them up. That gives me 12. Then 1 times negative 12 is plus 12. Minus 12, right? That gives 0. So the remainder here is a 0, just like here. So we know it's a factor.